Hey there, welcome to this short practice to get your body moving today. You'll need your yoga mat, a blanket, 2 yoga blocks, and perhaps a lightweight resistance band, which you may choose to use or not use. We're going to start on all fours, bringing the hands up underneath the armpits, knees up underneath the hips, and then take a steady breath in to extend the spine, lifting the head and chest, cow pose. And then exhale, cat the back, drop the head, scoop the tailbone down. As you inhale, lifting the chest forward, feel like you could slide the hands away from one another. As you exhale, press the hands into the mat, lifting the back ribs up towards the sky. One more, inhale, extending, and exhale, flex. Tuck the toes behind you, pull the hips back towards the heels, and then let the hands slide a little bit more forward in space. We're going to move that chest down towards the floor slowly, taking a steady breath in here and a steady breath out. Inhale, lift the hips away from the heels. And we're going to go back, downward facing dog. Lift the knees up off the floor. You can adjust your stance, wiggle about a little bit, bend one knee at a time, shifting the weight from side to side. Just getting a sense of what's showing up in your body today. Inhale, we're going to bend the knees like we're going to put the knees down on the floor, but stop short of that. And then exhale, lift the hips up. Maybe your legs straighten out. Try sending the heels back. Inhale, bend the knees deep. Exhale, pull the hips up, send the heels back. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, send the heels back. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose. Exhale, knees to the floor, untuck the toes, and draw the hips back towards the heels. Coming into more traditional child's pose, letting the head and chest sink down. Take a breath in here and a breath out. Lift the hips up. We're going to move the right foot forward towards the hands. Grab your yoga blocks here. Place them underneath the hands. Tuck the left toes and straighten out that left leg. Again, adjust your stance. Right, get that right foot to line up with that right sit bone. Left foot with the left sit bone. If you need to take a little bit wider, go for it. Pop up to the prints of the fingers here. So we're really forcing that right leg to do a lot of work here. And then slowly let the arms float to the back of the mat. As the arms float towards the back of the mat, watch you don't overextend them behind you. We want to keep the heads of the arms pulling towards the ceiling. We want to keep that chest floating forward. And sweep the arms out to the sides like T arms. And here's another place where we start to reach them too far behind us. Right, let the palms feel like they're pressing the air down towards the mat. Take another breath in here. Exhale, release the hands down to the block. Send everything forward. Right knee forward, maybe the left knee hits the ground. Maybe your right heel comes off. You can shrug your shoulders here, enjoy that. And then pull everything back in space, lifting the back knee up. Maybe you rock onto that right heel, and then send everything forward in space again. Nice, slow, and steady. Pull everything back in space. And then this time, bend the right knee to a lunge pose. Let's turn our blocks down to a stable height. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank position. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, release the knees to the floor. Step the left foot forward. Adjust the blocks to whatever height you used on the first side, and then lift the back knee up, coming into that low lunge. Again, we want that sense of pressing the left foot down as we come to the tips of the fingers here. We're going to float the arms towards the back of the mat. Take your time here, take your time. Keep the rib cage lined up with your pelvis, and then float the arms off to the sides, like T arms here. Breathing in. Press the air down to the floor with the palms of your hands as you breathe out. Let the hands come down to the blocks. Sink everything forward. So maybe the left heel comes up, maybe the right knee goes down, and then pull everything back in space. Maybe that front leg stays bent, maybe you rock to the heel. Send everything forward again, enjoying that lunge, and pull everything back. We're going to bend that left knee. Come back into our low lunge. And from here, step the right foot forward to meet the left. Fold into the legs, bend the knees, shake the head out, note that feels good. And from there, blocks off to the side and slowly make your way up to stand. We're going to use our right leg as our supporting leg here and step the left foot back just a little bit. So we've got some weight in the left leg, but our right leg's taking most of it. And then bend that right knee. Have the hands on the hips here. We're going to rotate the pelvis so that left hip comes towards the inner right thigh. And then we're going to rotate that pelvis open, moving the left hip away from that right thigh. And then once again, rotate that pelvis, letting the left hip kind of drop down towards the floor. You should be able to feel a little bit of a stretch there on the back side of the right hip glute region, getting into those deep rotators. And then pulling that left hip back. And just continue to move at your pace here, rotating in and rotating open. Notice as you're doing this rotation, right, can you keep your rib cage still stacked with the pelvis? And so I find oftentimes if the right foot's forward, we kind of lean to the right. What happens if you lean the body a little bit to the left? Does that increase that stretch on that right hip? And then next time that left hip's coming forward, step the left foot forward and step the right foot back. Again, most of our weight is on that left leg. The right leg there is just a little bit of support, like a kickstand. I'm going to drop that right hip down towards the inner left thigh. And then we're going to rotate, pulling that right hip away from that inner left thigh. So watching here, even though we're focusing on moving the pelvis around our fixed leg here, we have to pay attention because that knee, that thigh will roll in and out. Sometimes it's coming from the hip joint, sometimes it's coming from the ankle or the foot. So just paying attention to that. Right? And again, as you're rotating left, right, can you lean or side bend a little bit to the right to really feel that length happening in those deep hip rotators of the left side of the pelvis. A few more here, rotating open. It's just a really great way to get those hips warm, not to mention the quads and the hamstrings. The next time that right hip's coming forward, step the right foot forward, bend the knees, and fold into your legs. Drop the head, drop the hands. Here's a good place to grab your blocks. Think flat back here. Inhale, reach your chest forward in space. And then step the left leg back to a lunge. Keep the left hand down and twist to the right. So as you twist right, you can let that right arm float up towards the ceiling. And the pelvis is moving. There's a slight rotation here. Keep drawing the left shoulder blade down the back, away from the back of your skull. And then release the right hand down to the block. Right, adjust your blocks to the same height. Step the left foot forward again. Think flat back. And then exhale, step the right leg back to a lunge. You're twisting left now, so the right arm goes down, and that left arm is going to sweep up towards the sky. The spine is rotating here. The pelvis will have some rotation too. Right? Are you staying active in those glutes to help support this? Release the left hand down. We're going to step the blocks aside unless you need them for your hands and step back, downward facing dog. This time, inhale, come forward to your plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. You can always put your knees down first on the first lowering. Stretch the toes to the wall behind you. Feel you're going to slide the feet apart as you lift the head and chest. Exhale, release out of that, tuck the toes. Press back, downward facing dog. Breathe in here. And breathe out. You're going to walk the hands back towards the feet. If you have a band within reach and you want to use that, take that with you. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. So you're at the back of your mat. Place the band over the feet. So over top the feet and under the arches. You might need to separate your feet more to have tension on that band. And then bend the knees and slowly make your way up to stand. That might be coming up to an extended spine or coming up, rolling up through the back. Finding that mountain pose at the back of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward over your legs, drop the head and hands. Inhale, walk forward to a plank pose. And exhale, lower down to the belly. Inhale, cobra pose, push out into that band. Exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Breathe in here, and breathe out. Inhale, come forward to a plank position. And here's where I need a blanket for my knees. You're gonna pull the right knee forward for half march. right knee down under the right hip. Now chances are you shifted your body weight forward, so shift it back. Keep pressing through that left heel and press the hands into the floor to lift up out of the shoulders. Exhale, lift the left leg into the air. Inhale, tap the toes down. I've got a new bend on my feet today. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. The next time you lift the leg, hold the leg in the air and pulse that left leg off to the left. Keep the left pinky toe facing the floor and keep your weight stable over the hands. So we're not shifting the body right when the leg goes left. We want that movement in the left hip. The next time that left leg's back to center, put the toes down, cat your back. You're gonna flex your spine. Right? Think about moving your right foot a little to the right and spin the left heel to the floor. So the band is still on the feet if you're using the band. You're gonna sweep the left arm towards the back of the mat. And as you rotate open and around that right shoulder, the flexion comes out of the spine, but the engagement through the abdominal line is still there. Take the left arm, reach that left arm alongside the left ear, go for that side bend here. We are not sinking in that right shoulder, we are pushing the floor away. Look down to the ground, release the left hand back down. Reach the right arm forward in space as the left heel spins up, and then lift the left leg into the air. We're going to take the right arm, sweep the right arm off to the right towards the back of the mat, and then inhale, sweep that right arm forward. Exhale, sweep it down towards the hip. Inhale, sweep it forward. One more time, sweep it down. And one more time, forward. Release the right hand down, release the left knee down. Point the toes, cat the back, pull the hips back towards the heels, come off the hands. Shift your body from side to side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift the hips, tuck the toes, exhale back, downward facing dog. From here, inhale, come forward to a plank pose again. Exhale, pull that left knee forward for half an arch. Put the left knee down. And again, if you shifted your body weight forward, pull it back. You want that knee joint in line with the hip joint. Exhale, lift the right leg into the air. Inhale, tap the toes. As you lift that right leg, try and keep it straight. We want the hamstring and our glute max to work together here. So it's not a hamstring curl. It is a hip extension. We're lifting that right leg up and lowering it down. Lifting and lowering. This time, lift the leg, hold it up. You're gonna pulse that right leg off to the right. Keep the right pinky toe facing the mat as you gently take the right leg right. Keep the shoulders stable, keep that left hip stable. 3, 2, and 1. When you're back to center, put the right toes down. Move your left foot a little left, cat the back. Spin the right heel to the floor. So that flexion of the spine is helping us to engage through the abdominal wall. Sweep the right arm to the back of the mat. And as you rotate your torso around your left arm and left thigh, you're coming into a balancing side position. Right? Unfurling that front line. Reach the right arm alongside the right ear. Go for the side bend here. Keep those feet anchored to the floor. That band wants to pull that left foot away. Look to the mat. Release the right hand down. Lift the left arm forward. Right heel spins up. And then lift the right leg into the air. Inhale. Exhale, sweep that arm down by the left hip. Inhale, sweep the arm overhead. Exhale, left arm to the side and to the left hip. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, down to the side. And inhale, overhead. Release the left hand, release the right knee. You can ditch the band on that one and pull the hips back towards the heels, coming into a bit of a child's pose. Breathe in here and breathe out. Inhale, lift the hips up. Tuck the toes behind you. Exhale out. Downward facing dog. If the feet are wide, bring them a little bit closer together. And think about that levelness of the pelvis as you reach the right leg straight back behind you into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, pull the knee forward to the chest and step the right foot forward towards the hands. Spin the back heel to the floor. Right, notice you're in a little bit of a flexed spine here. And then reach the arms up, warrior 2. Adjust the feet as needed. Arms can reach out to the sides. Let's catch water in the palms of our hands. Externally rotating those upper arms.
Breathe in here. And breathe out. Think about all that work you just did in the hips, and how does that apply here? Inhale, reach the arms out, straighten the front leg. Exhale, rebend the right knee. Pass your warrior two this time, bring the right forearm to the right thigh, and the left arm alongside the left cheek. Imagine squeezing a block between the inner heels here, or grabbing the yoga mat with the feet. Take another breath in here. Look down, release the hands to either side of the right foot, spin the back heel up, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose. Exhale, lower down to the push-up of your choice. Inhale to the back bend of your choice. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Second side. Shifting the weight into the right leg, reach the left leg straight back behind you into the air. Keeping that pelvis nice and level. Pull the knee to the chest and the shoulders forward. Then step the left foot forward, spinning the right heel to the floor. You need to do it with your hand, do so. You're going to unwind yourself up to warrior two. And then adjust your feet accordingly. Rotate the arms to catch raindrops in the palms of the hands here. Find your steadiness. Right, can we keep the back ribs broad? Can we keep the sternum lifting up? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend the left knee, bring the left forearm to the left thigh, and the right arm alongside the right cheek. Breathe in here. Again, what's going to help us keep that pelvis lined up with the rib cage? Is it the rectus abdominis? Is it gluteus maximus? Take another breath in here, look to the floor. Hands down to either side of the left foot, spin the back heel up, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe in here, and breathe out. From there, go ahead, bend the knees, walk the hands all the way back to the back of the mat. And then slowly, make your way all the way up to stand. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale, fold into the legs, drop the head, drop the hands. Inhale, walk forward to a plank pose. Exhale, lower down through the push-up of your choice. Inhale through the back bend of your choice. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breathe in here, and breathe out. And from here, we're gonna walk our feet forward a bit, walk the hands back a bit, so you end up at the middle of your mat. And then grab your blocks and line them up underneath your shoulders. You're gonna lengthen the spine for flat back. Now, I'm not that tall, so it's easy for me to straighten my legs and touch my blocks and not flex my spine. So if you need to, take the blocks up higher by stacking books underneath them, or bend the knees to create a little bit more hip flexion and a little bit more neutrality of the spine. We're going to shift the weight into the right leg and sweep the left leg back behind us, like a warrior three. Remember when that band was on the feet and you had to push out into the band with both feet? Same action here. We're going to pull that left knee forward like you did from three-legged dog. Cat the back. Now here you definitely have to bend your right leg. Put the weight back into the right heel. And then curl yourself up to half march. Half march, half march, half march. Take your time getting there. And then once you're there, take a breath in. Exhale, swing that leg back. Come back to that warrior three. Now we're looking for that nice neutrality of the spine here, but we are working those muscles that do spinal extension because the way our body is facing the floor. Again, exhale, pull that knee towards the chest, bend the right knee, get weight into that right heel. And once that's there, pull that left knee forward and up. Use your core, use your right glute, your quad, your hamstring, hip extension on that right leg. And take a breath in. Exhale, send that left leg back behind you. This time, go ahead, open up that left hip if you like. Right, so those rotations that you did in the beginning. Make that left hip pulling away from that inner right thigh. Sweep the left arm towards the back of your mat so that we're, again, just like we did when we were kneeling, rotating our body around that fixed right leg and fixed right arm. Half moon. If you want to reach the left arm up, go for it. Breathe in here and breathe out. You're going to take that left arm, reach it all the way to the top of the mat, look down, release the left hand down, bend the left knee, release the left foot down. Woo, shake out that right leg, roll out that ankle, do what you need to, come up to stand, roll out the shoulders if your neck is doing everything, and then we'll take it to the other side. So coming to your hands and your feet, finding that flat back position. Reach the right leg straight back behind you into the air. So again, keeping that leg as straight as we can. You might need to bend your standing leg to actually keep the right leg straight. We're gonna pull that right knee forward, like we're catting the back, knee to chest. And then sink the weight into that left heel. So you have to bend that left knee. And roll yourself up to half march. Once there, take a breath in. Exhale, send that right leg back behind you again for warrior three. You can take the express train getting there. And then again, exhale. You're gonna pull that right knee forward, bend your left knee, definitely make sure that left knee is bending. Weight into that left foot as you push the left foot down. Coming back to half march, and you fall over, cool, you fall over. Come back, breathe in. Exhale, send the right leg back. Warrior three, now this time, rotate that pelvis open, that right hip lifts up. That left leg stays stable, and then the right arm drifts to the back of your mat. Right, towards the right hip, you're rotating your whole trunk open towards the ceiling. And then when you're ready, you lift the right arm up. Maybe you look to the ceiling. I tend to need to look to the floor with this work. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take the right arm, reach it alongside the ear towards the top of your mat. Bring the right hand down, bend the right knee, bend the left knee. Come to stand on your legs. Shake out that left leg as needed. Nice. From here, we're going to take a squat. So you've got your blocks. You can absolutely sit on your blocks to say, take a squatting position. And you might not need them. And if you don't need them, you just set them off to the sides. Breathe in here. And breathe out. And this will give a little bit of length to the inner thighs. Notice if you're trying to push your legs open with your arms, so you can kind of pull the knees away from the arms here. So your hips and legs are doing the work, not muscling through. Take another breath in here. And another breath out. We're going to come to sit back. Hands behind you. Come to sit down. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Right, shake out the legs. A little bit of reverse tabletop here. Bend your knees. Feet flat on the floor. Take the hands behind you. Fingertips pointing out to the side. You can scoot your hips a little bit closer to the heels if needed. And maybe you just bend the elbows and lift your chest, and that's great. We're all built differently. So for some folks, this might be better, especially if you've been sitting forward all day. If you need to lift your chin a little bit away from the chest. If you're okay here, press his feet down, send the knees away from you, lift the hips up. Right, you can do that action as well. Breathe here for 3, for 4, and 5, and then go ahead, release the hips back down. Right, you stay leaning back, just rock your knees from side to side. A little bit of internal and external rotation of those legs at the hip joint. Okay, seated spinal twist. I'm a fan of sitting on blocks for this, but you might need a block under your hands. You can sit on one block or a blanket. And as you come to sit, let's keep the left leg straight today. Cross the right leg over. So just get a little extra stretch to that right hip. Wrap the left arm around the right leg, and then you can take the right hand behind you. Right, you can lift the right arm into the air, or you can just hold on to your left wrist with the right hand and push down. When we do close twist, remember we tend to go into a little bit of flexion here. Right, so what are the actions that we can take to help the sternum and chest lift up towards the ceiling? Take another breath in here and another breath out. We're going to release out of this twist and take it to the other side, uncrossing the right leg and then extending the right leg forward, crossing the left leg over. And when you do that and the right leg stays straight, you kind of need to cross the right leg so your legs look like they're making an X. Wrap the right arm around the left leg, and place the left hand behind you as you exhale. Take your rotation to the left. And again, maybe the hand goes to the floor, maybe it's in the air. Maybe take your left hand to your right wrist, and then push down to lift up. So it's that sternum we want to lift, not the chin. It's as if we're holding a giant peach between our chin and chest. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead, release out of that rotation, uncross the legs. And place the hands behind you. Once again, I know you're sitting on blocks. Bend the elbows, lift the chest. And for those of you who didn't lift your hips the last time, you might be like, ooh, this is different. I like this. Maybe this feels better. Or if you want to lift your hips again, go for it. Lift the hips again. You want to get the pelvis to the height of those knees. And then release the hips back down. Right, from here, we're going to remove the props out from underneath and come to lie on your back. When you come to lie on your back, make sure all your props are handy and near you. And you're going to let the knees bend, feet flat on the floor. Sometimes my knee bothers me, so I like to put a block between my inner feet. And I set it wide. It just reminds me to draw in and not to extend out. Arms by the sides. Take a breath in. Exhale, press the feet down. Send the knees away from you. So as you're lifting the pelvis up, could you actually move your body and literally walk your body closer to your feet? So it feels like your knees might just be going in front of the ankle joint there. Once there, inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, and then overhead to the wall behind you. And you might find like, oh, you roll back onto your shoulders, but keep trying to pull your body towards your feet. And from here, if you can, roll down through the back. There might be a moment where you have to move your arms back down by the hips, but once the pelvis hits the ground, definitely bring the arms back down by the hips. And then exhale, press the feet down to lift the pelvis, setting the knees in the direction of the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms towards the ceiling, and then overhead to the wall behind you. Exhale, roll yourself down, moving the arms when your body needs you to move the arms. Last one, press the feet down, lift the pelvis, and make sure you're pressing the inner foot into the floor as much as the outer foot as you sweep the arms overhead, and then slowly make your way down. Right. When you're ready to move, if you have the prop between your feet, you can just move that prop off to the side, pass it to your hands, pass off to the side. And again, you can do a little knee drop or windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And sometimes I like to drop one knee at a time. It just feels a little bit nicer if my low back is feeling a little sensitive, which it can from time to time. And we're going to kick the right leg up into the air. Kick it up into the air, roll out that right ankle. This is a good place if you need a blanket underneath your head to take a blanket and slide it underneath your head. From here, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Right ankle over left thigh, and then drop the knee to the left. So my right knee is trying to point towards the ceiling. For you, it might point to the ceiling with ease. And I'm dropping the left leg left. Take a breath in here. You can reach your right arm up to the right, and a breath out. I'm going to come back to center. And now I'm going to cross the legs as if you were doing eagle legs, and drop the knees to the right. As you drop the knees to the right here, reach the left arm to the left, and then exhale forcefully out to the mouth, and imagine trying to push your back body towards the floor. So there is some abdominal engagement here. There's a little bit of a bracing action that's happening when you're taking this type of open rotation, and that can help support the low back. Take another breath in here, and another breath out. And then making your way back to center. Cross that right leg by kicking the right leg back up into the air. Really overextend through that right ankle. So press the heel towards the ceiling. And as you do that, reach the right leg away from you. Far, far, far away from you. Like the right heel wants to go beyond the edge of your mat. And then when the heel hits the ground, relax the leg, roll it out, shake it out. And then you'll slide the right leg back so that the knee bends, foot flat on the floor, and reach the left leg up into the air. And roll out that left ankle. You can roll the thigh in and out. You're going to place the left ankle over the right thigh. And then drop the right knee to the right, reaching the left arm to the left. So the left knee is pointing towards the ceiling. Maybe your left foot reaches the floor with ease. Breathe in here. And breathe out. You're going to pull that left leg, right leg back to center. Cross the left leg over like you're doing an eagle. And then drop the knees over to the left. As you drop the knees to the left, reach the right arm to the right, and then think about pulling the back body towards the floor. So there is some abdominal engagement here. And that might just change where you feel a sensation of a stretch here. Breathe in and breathe out. You're going to come back to center. Kick that left leg back up towards the ceiling. Press through that left heel.
over dorsiflex that left ankle, and then reach that left leg away from you, like it's trying to get pulled out of that hip socket. Take your time lowering it down, and keep the core engaged. And then release that left heel to the ground. Shake out that leg, roll it in and out. And you can shake out both legs and stretch the arms overhead here, or you can keep your knees bent. You might choose to have a blanket roll underneath your knees instead of your head. Relaxing the hands either on the belly or arms by the sides. Close the eyes. Relax the jaw. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Breathe in. Breathe out 5. And if your day allows you to stay here longer, then just stay. If your day requires you to move, stretch out the jaw, place of tension, turn the head from side to side, getting the neck to move, another place of tension. Maybe move the fingers, the toes, roll the wrists, stretch the arms overhead. Depending on your setup will determine how you continue to move out of your final rest. Whether you need to curl those knees in towards your chest, do a little rocking from side to side. You can roll your way to one side to come up to sit. You can grab something to sit on. Even if we don't stay long, I'm always a fan of having support under the pelvis, because if we set up the foundation, everything above can fall into place. You know, that sense of the sternum lifting, the chin dropping, the eyes maybe closing. See where you're at without judging it. You might be anxious, you might be bored, you might be relaxed, or ready to move on to the next thing. Can you stay just a moment longer? Be where you're at without trying to fix it. And placing the hands where you like them as you drop the chin to the chest, down the mind to the heart, and floating forward, honoring your practice. Thank you so much for joining. Have a